For 16 years, we've been building a site that's been called innovative, insightful, and informative. Now there's a new name for it. We're now NBCNews.com.
Here's Keith Morrison.
It was cold the night it happened, so very cold. A night to be inside by a fireplace, tucked under a quilt. Not outside in the frigid dark. Not way up here, 9,000 feet up in the Colorado mountains. Snow thick already that late November night. And with the wind chill, 24 below.
I don't know enough to know exactly what happened. I'm still trying to figure it out.
What in God's name was his wife doing? Walking out into the brutal cold. And more to the point, what happened to her? This middle-class married mother of 3, where did she go? Without a word to him or her friends.
You can't imagine that this is happening to you and to your friend.
She was just plain missing.
Yes, she was. And it was terrifying, dreadful in the end. And as events were about to prove, a shocking lesson on what can dwell hidden beneath a person's public skin. So this is really a secret thing as far as you know.
A lot of it, sure.
Everybody has secrets, of course. Stephanie Roller Bruner's secrets lived as she did in a skier's paradise. Tall pines, heart-pounding slopes, soaring peaks. Silverthorne, Colorado. And the happy way she got here was the sort of thing you might expect to read in perhaps a romance novel.
Instant attraction, yeah.
They met at the top of a mountain. Dale Bruner, a professional photographer, was taking and selling photographs of visiting skiers. Person has to make a living, and for Dale, skiers were it.
I love taking wildlife photos and scenics, and people say, well, why don't you sell more of your work that way? I said, well, Buffalo don't carry credit cards, you know.
Anyway, it was up there on the mountain he spotted this young woman, seemed to be conducting some sort of Forestry Service survey.
I skied up to her, and I said, what are you doing, writing parking tickets? And she looked up at me and smiled.
And then she took off her big ski goggles.
I was stunned, and I'm like, wow, she's beautiful.
They moved in together right away, and when they got married a few years later, they eloped. They jetted off to Fiji. It was so Stephanie, said her friend.
Yeah, they kind of just went off and did it.
They made their home in Silverthorne, where Dale's photo business grew and grew.
When things were really rolling, I had several operations in different states around the country. Around 25 photographers working.
Stephanie got a job in county government, environmental planning department.
Look at the camera.
They raised their 3 young children.
Awesome children, the best.
How about a smile?
And life for the Bruner family was...
It was fantastic. We traveled, we vacationed.
But it was in her spare moments and hours that Stephanie was truly transformed. A ballroom dancer.
Dancing was probably to her what photography is to me.
And our guest star, Bill.
It was her passion, said her old friend Bill.
He knows flamenco.
Stephanie loved to dance. I mean, dance was her life. She was alive when she danced.
Hardly surprising, then, that Stephanie and Jennifer were very close, too.
We started a ballroom dance program together at my dance studio, and pretty soon she had me doing backflips with men and partnering and just all kinds of fun things.
But it was dance that led off the whole cascade of trouble in the fall of 2010. There's an annual fundraiser here in Silverthorne called Dancing with the Mountain Stars, local worthies paired with ballroom pros. Did you go?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I went to, 3 years of them. The last one, I did not go to the last one.
Had a wedding to shoot. So he missed the chance to watch Stephanie teach those lead-footed businessmen the foxtrot and the tango and so on, which means he also missed what happened that night.
She coached a number of couples, and in the process, she met a man named Ron.
Ron Holthouse, a local married physical therapist.
She started working with him and got to know him and saw how funny and animated he was and how that made her feel. She really did call it a true love moment.
And he seemed to feel the same thing about her?
Well, yeah, they really clicked together.
So they did. Oh boy, did they ever. And Stephanie was dancing on air, her whole world upended.
She didn't realize that there could be love like that.
A secret from her family, of course, but she told her friends she'd found her soulmate.
It was almost odd how she told a number of us that I just want you to know that I'm very happy.
But joy and misery come in pairs sometimes. As Thanksgiving approached, chaos took over what had been a well-ordered life. It was a Wednesday, middle of October, when things started piling up.
Horrendous day for her.
Because?
Well, she went to work that day, and the county laid off 20 people that very day.
Including Stephanie. In fact, Stephanie's troubles and her secrets seemed to pile up like the snow.
She was behaving a little bit strangely.
A little unpredictable.
A little bit, yeah.
It was Thanksgiving week, that cold, dark night. Not far away from peaceful Silverthorne, someone robbed a bank. A very rare thing around here. Dale was in bed, he said, when Stephanie announced she was going out to clear her head, and then didn't come back. Come morning, Dale called the Silverthorne police.
I got a phone call from Dale Bruner and just said I wanted to make a report that my wife is missing.
It was a records clerk named Veronica Nicholas who took the call.
He said, I got the kids up, I got them ready for school, and I got them on the bus, and then I thought I should probably call you guys.
Stephanie's car was in the driveway, said Dale, and when he called her cell phone, it went to voicemail. Veronica called Stephanie's best friend, Jennifer.
I panicked. This is something that happens to other people, not to you.
Oh, but it had happened. As the Silverthorne police checked local hotels and hospitals, Stephanie's friends scoured her neighborhood.
It just seemed unbelievable that Stephanie would not check in.
A day became 2, and then 3. And some private secrets were about to become very public indeed.
So, where was Stephanie? Police had a lot of questions for her husband, Dale. They also wanted to talk to that other man in her life, her boyfriend, Ron. And when we come back, they do.
I just want to ask straight up again, not accusing you, do you know where Stephanie is right now?
When Secrets in the Snow continues.